Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Calvin with an S at the end. Now today we are talking about some of the frustrating moments by Kenyan drivers on the Kenyan roads with different cars. Now of course I've not driven these cars, so these are comments from people who actually have had an experience with these cars. Now leo tunaangalia some of the comments from this Facebook page called Mechanics Association of Kenya. And by the way, kama wewe ni driver or you have a car, this is one page that you should be a part or you should be a member of. The group once again is called the Mechanics Association of Kenya. Now let's go straight to it. Now there's this comment by Frank Gallagher. Gari gani shai kupiga character development karibu upate ulcers? Mimi ni Pajero. Now this guy we'll just go to the comments and see some of the cars that zimepea Wakenya character development here in Kenya. Now let's go straight to it. Now there's this guy called Prince Sami. He's saying that Mercedes-Benz C200 C200 Benz fulani hapo ya 2004 niliona vumbi. Now this guy is there's a guy there saying commenting there saying aliona vumbi kukinyesha. Now then there is George Gakuru Mwangi. Na vile Benz ni gari poa, kwani ulikutana na gani? Now then there is Prince Sami who has commented on that saying that nimesema C200 first day nimeenda nayo Shell kufuel gearbox ikakataa kuingia neutral ikakufa hivyo. After kufix hiyo gari ikaanza ku lose power especially kwa mlima, saa zingine inazima kama bado na fix hiyo ikataka extensive service yenye ni ya 38k total. Ni ya 38k a total of 38k. Nilikwambia gearbox ilikula 75k. That is a question is asking us. Side mirrors ya left ikakataa kuwork zote zikakwama. Side mirror pair ni 50k juu uwezi buy moja pekee. Then carelessly nikasahau key, ikabidi kuvunja kale kakio kadogo kanyuma. Kukapata ati 65k after kukatafuta for like 4 months. Ile shida ya kukosa power ikanikula a total of 80k for an engine overhaul. Then siku moja tu napanda Githurai radiator ikabust, so inabidi kwenda mwendo wa kono. Nikionaga hizo gari nasikia tu baridi ingine kali sana. So this guy had the worst experience with the Mercedes-Benz C200. Now remember, these cars, they need you to be very good at maintenance, and of course they are very expensive to maintain. Another thing, the gearboxes, the spare parts is also very expensive and not readily available. Now this is Prince Sami there. He had that car, so he's someone that is speaking from experience. So issues cars, I usually want people to speak out of experience, not someone jamaa anaendesha nduthi then he's speaking about Mercedes-Benz. So that's it. Mercedes-Benz according to Prince Sami's experience, definitely it needs money to maintain, and if you don't maintain it using the right people also, if you don't involve the right people to maintain the car that is servicing and so on and so forth, be rest assured gari yako itakuwa na mashida mingi. Now that is a C200. Let's just view 2 more replies here. Now there's a lady called Caroline Kenyana. She's saying that Prince Sami ni meka alikupa character development. Hiyo gari sio stress hivyo. Now Prince Sami has also responded saying si meka, hata ni gari tu ilikuwa na visanga yake. Mek ni mtu nimezoea and he does his best juu si gari moja amemeka and is well experienced kwa German stuff. Now you should also get someone that is experienced in certain make of cars. For example, there are those mechanics who are only experienced in Toyota and not so experienced in German stuff. So you should a lesson that we can learn that you should also get wale mech that are good in the type of car that you have. So there you are. Prince Sammy had the worst experience, but it seems that the lady there, Caroline Kenyana, I think I think probably she has been having this car, because according to the comment there, but that doesn't mean that that car is bad. Now, according to Prince Sammy, he had the worst experience, and probably if you ask him, that car is bad for him. But probably for this lady Caroline Kenyana, that car is good. Probably she has it, and maybe the car inamserve vizuri. But remember, Mercedes-Benz servicing, lazima you do it the right way. Be genuine, as in giving it genuine parts, and of course genuine oil and routine maintenance. Now let's go to the next. Now I'll just take you back to there's a guy there saying that George, I think the guy called George Gakuru there, he's saying that Pole Kaka, as for me, Benz in aniserve poa is a Joe. So for him, Benz in aniserve poa. So this tells you that your experience might not be my experience, depending on the car or the route, depending on how I maintain my car. Now there's a guy saying there that kuna beshte yangu akona E350 ya 2008 inamwona vita sana, niliona juzi amenunua full diagnostic kit. Now this car zinaweza kupea problem, because you see instead of taking it to mtu wale majamaa kuweka kwa computer, it is called that in informal language. Unaona unatumia pesa mingi, so you decide to buy your own computer diagnostic kit. Well, that's it for you. The love for cars, you should be ready to sacrifice. And Ndovile tuko, we are buying used cars that have been used for so many years in other countries, so sometimes. Now another comment here is by Dean. Now Dean is saying that Honda Fit CVT jacking issues back in 2017. Now now that automatically tells you that Honda Fit has a CVT gearbox that sometimes has itakupea, you know, in a jack. Now that is not me saying it. This is someone that has used the car saying that CVT jacking issues. Now, and the first comment by Timothy Lekishon Lasiti is hapo ndipo niko sahi, which means the guy has a Honda Fit that is jacking at the moment we are speaking. Now Dean is now there's a guy there saying that Tafuta Dokaiza, his reputation on curative skills of Honda issues precedes him. Best of luck. Now of course, if you get a good mech, probably atakusort out. But CVT, it's you know, CVT was a new technology, and I think it took time for mechanics to understand it. So far, I don't know if they understand it, but according to Dean, it seems that that guy Isaac sorted his problem. Now that's the last comment about Honda Fit. The Fit has always had that problem, but it's after a few years. So remember that probably umenunua gari, you have imported a car that is foreign use. It has been used there for almost 8 years, and it reaches a point that now, you know, even the manufacturers know that by this time, after 8 or so years, a certain issue might occur. So the best thing probably is you know, changing your gearbox, ama kutafuta a specialist mwenye anajua Honda to probably help you sort your problem. Mimi ni Allion A20 D4 engine 2000cc. We gari ishazima nikiwa kwa mteremko wa Kinungi to Naivasha. The steering stiffened and the brakes too. For 10 minutes I was just imagining how my body shall be. The amount I was spending on mechanics Now, now this guy says when everything failed, he was imagining nani atakuja matanga, itapangwa aje, kama kuna pesa kwa account, nani ata withdraw ya kupanga matanga yake, the burial. That is such a scary moment by the way, when the brakes fail, the steering isn't working for 10 minutes. Wow. Now the guy says that the amount I was spending on mechanics per month was more than I was earning. Says inunua locally used car ever again. Wow. Remember, these cars are used for almost 8 years in the country of origin, and when they come to Kenya, someone might even use it for 5 years. Then the third owner buys it, and at that time problems have started. There are so many. Kuna zile problems of the first owner, then kuna problems of the second owner that is making it sell it to you, and now there is you. So definitely you will spend a lot of money. So according to Kamau Wanjiru, don't buy locally used vehicles. Okay. Now there's this guy called Jeps Kendi. Now he's reviving the the famous debate that Toyotas are better than Nissan. He's saying that Subaru never mentioned Corolla 110 and Nyoka 2 are the best. By the way, those are very good vehicles right there. Toyota 110, Nyoka. You know, the engine there, these cars have engines that were built to last by Toyota when Toyota was Toyota. Now, the guy who goes forward and says that Nissan cars and the Honda cars are onions. Yani ni kitunguu mawe, ama inaitwa mawe. Nissan cars and Honda cars ni mawe. Well, that is something that is debatable. It depends with the user, because you get that there is a time Nissan really built cars that were crappy because of the gearboxes failing for many people, and I think from there, that is where the debate that Toyotas are better than Nissan came in. But now I think they have started changing their gearboxes, and of course they are becoming more reliable. But remember, these cars is your car. The most important thing is kuelewa gari yako, and knowing how to maintain it and how to go around things. Now, just before I went forward, I've just found an argument there from someone who has mwenye kona na Honda. Now he's saying that which Honda specifically? He's asking Jeps Kendi. Now Jeps Kendi, of course, according to 1,000 comments. Now remember, Jeps Kendi probably hasn't driven Honda, but he's talking about Honda not being reliable. Now this is a guy that has used Honda. He's saying that I have never seen someone talk ill of Hondas other than you. And by the way, it is among top 2 reliable brands in the world. Now this is the guy who has Honda. Probably anasema that because probably he's talking about it because yeye ametumia ile gari. Now probably it has not failed. It has not failed so far, and that is why he's saying that. You understand? But there is also this other guy, Jeps Kendi, who is saying that Hondas are not good, but probably hasn't used it. So this is where you say that this thing depends with how you maintain your car, and you know, different people have different experiences with different cars. So don't just dismiss a car without doing your due diligence and probably researching more about it. Now, just before I go far, there's a guy called Dangili Kavisi MCA. He's saying that Honda Fit karibu nigoroke. Jamani, shida ipi? Someone asked there, shida ipi? Gearbox na ikakuwa Gazla. Ilinitokea nikasema alhamdulillah. Now that guy Hussein anasema that gari ilikuwa Gazla. Now it is so frustrating having a car that is as low cc gari ya engine ndogo but ina consume kama V8. It is so annoying. So I'll just give you my experience. Kuna time nilikuwa na a certain Duet. Now Duet, a very small car, kadudu. In fact, it's a kadudu. Now the car was consuming kama kitu ingine. Nili change engine but still gari was consuming kama kitu ingine. After a while it got sorted and I sold it, and so far the buyer hasn't complained about anything, so I'm sure for him inamserve well. So it depends with how you get a car. Probably unaweza pata gari ilikuwa na shida fulani, then the person you bought it from sorted that problem, and maybe your experience might be different from mine. Now another person here saying Honda Airwave. Now he's saying that nilichange a full engine, kidogo steering rack. Hiyo gari ilinikula to 50k na bado ikazidi kusumbua. Ilifika mahali nilieta hadi nikiona kwa parking na feel kutapika. Wow. Wow. Now this guy, other guy is saying Mitsubishi zote ni sumbua. Now let's just now this guy I think now this guy yeye anasema Mitsubishi zote zinasumbua. Now niko na Mitsubishi Sedia. Hapa lights za clock zimepotea. Check engine. Oil ABS not showing when you put the car on, but gear zote ziko sawa. Who can help? Now yeye akona problem there with Mitsubishi. There's a guy saying here, the best Mitsubishi Lancer CS2A ever made. I bought from a person who had battered it. I fixed it, now it's 4 years straight and it has never let me down. Colt 2, Mitsubishi are solid cars if you buy it with manufacturer's specifications. If you buy it, the point there to note is if you buy it with the manufacturer's specification. So every car is good, but how do you maintain it? If you leave it to the dogs, then it will take you to the dog. Now another issue is the Nissan X-Trail. Now this guy called Rayo Uko says new shape Nissan X-Trail, especially gearbox complication. Wish I knew before. Wow. Wish I knew before. That is a word to underline. Now the first comment there is George Gakuru Mwangi. Of course he's crying there. The guy is crying. X-Trail mayo. Of course he's crying in Luo. Then X-Trail is one of the worst cars of all time. Then X-Trail now Serena kwa mlima inapanda na 20 kilometers per hour. Basically nikisikia Nissan mbio. Now these guys are guys who have been failed by Nissan. So yeye ukimwambia Nissan is a good car, yeye hawezi sikia your story. Now there's a comment that has struck me there by David Genius. He's saying that if you study Nissan well, it is the best car. Well, I told you, it's about knowing your car. If you know it and study it well and know how to go around it, then it will serve you well. I think that is something that even in Nissans can be applied. But generally Nissans have that reputation of not being reliable, and that is why even the resale value in Kenya is down there. Now there's a guy there saying that hauwezi kuwa unakanyakilia. Okay, I think it means unakanyagalia Nissan yet haijapik. It should select gear on its own. So that means that then there's a guy there saying that unalazimisha Nissan CVT kama manual car. What do you expect? That still takes us back to how understanding your car. Now these are people probably who have used Nissan and they know how to deal with the CVT gearboxes. It means that you lazima ukanyage polepole. According to them, unakanyaga polepole until it picks on its own. So probably that's another way of maintaining or going around the Nissan CVT gearboxes. So that is one thing. CVT gearboxes, it's another story. It was a new technology, and probably kama uko na Nissan, jaribu kanyaga polepole, it might be able to help you. This is something from the mouth of the users. Now there's a guy there saying that bado siona complaints za watu wa Subaru sana first generation SF5 ama wako kwa line ya kuchukua dawa za pressure. Na watu wa Subaru, then there's a guy there saying that wacha tu machozi. Na ujaona ya Impreza uko juu. Na I think there's a ujaona ya Impreza uko juu. Now I think there's a comment about Impreza about up there. Watu wa Subaru, probably if you have other comments, make sure una comment about Subaru. I haven't driven Subaru, so I don't have so much experience about it. Now this guy also is talking about Pajero IO. Hako kagari kaliniumiza. Remember that we talked about Pajero up before at the beginning of this video. Now this guy says that Pajero hako kagari kaliniumiza yangu yote. Throttle, gear issues. Final tulichezea NTSA. It's a vehicle from hell, hata lift siwezi ingia Pajero. Now this guy says that hata apewe lift hawezi ingia kwa hiyo Pajero. Wow. Wow. Now the guy, he finally sold the car. Na hata umpe lift kwa Pajero hawezi ingia. Another thing is Nissan Wingroad. This guy says that Wingroad ilinikondesha. And Dominic Joroge says there, why? My target car. Now Dominic Joroge, I think, was planning to buy Nissan Wingroad before I want to comment. I don't know if he will go on and buy it. But there's someone is asking there, ni nini usumbua Nissan Saki? Then someone says technology yao iko juu, most mechanics hubahatisha. Wow, that is a very strong comment there. Now that takes me back to, you know, most mechanics in Kenya, they are used to Toyota, and that is why you get that Toyotas ni easy ya ku deal nazo na a lot of mechanics wanazielewa. But Nissan, according to this guy, technology yao iko juu, and probably not many mechanics have understood it. So that is why it is also good to research about someone who specializes in Nissans, who knows rather how to deal with these cars. Now let's go to a German machine, BMW 520i. We Tito Wakaba sema kukwama na watoto nikopeleka shule, overheating, maji tunabeba na mtungi NKT, mara guzzling fuel na msoto was my name. Issue sielewi. Then I moved to a cheap house in Kabete, far from main road. Wacha it rained. We were just stuck on the muddy road for life. High stress na mubaba amekataa kulipa school bus unless nirudi kwake. Let me tell you, I suffered. Sold it last year and I miss it so much. Hopefully nikiomoka nitainunua tena. You know, German machines zinaonyeshaga watu vituko hii Nairobi. Character development. German machines zinahitaji specialized engineers, or rather specialized mechanics. In fact, inahitaji ma-engineers, hata si mechanics, ma-engineers. Now, in that spirit of the German cars, now this guy says that I had a VW Volkswagen Golf, the old model Mark 1. The car was a beast kwa road, lakini wakati kaliaza mateso bila chuki, ilikuwa ni kama na act movie. one episode after another. Karichomeka mara 3. Siku moja nilifungua bonnet, karinichoma kidevu, nikawa kama mzee wa 70 years, white hair everywhere. Wakati mwingine karichomoka mguu, akanaga stand ni nut. Kwa roadblock ikakimbia karibu iwe karawa. Now another car that we should talk about is the Nissan Note. Now this girl called Kathleen Manyasa says that Nissan Note ilikuwa inatetemeka nikiaccelerate. Tried several makes, they all didn't act, nikauza. Later I was told it was normal, they behave like that. What new model Nissans does your car jack? Now I'm not sure what model of Nissan Note this lady has had, but I believe I've driven a Nissan Note before, the Nissan Note E12, which is the latest model, and I can tell you that car haina issue. And but there is one thing, the CVT gearbox haitaji kazi mingi. For example, long distance, umeenda Mombasa, the same day unataka urudi Kisumu, the same day uende Vihiga, the same day urudi baka Garissa, that one utaua that gearbox. So that is the secret about Nissan Note E12. And some other people say that if you are when mtu wa masafara hivyo, you need to give it, you need to give it a third party cooling system for the gearbox so that it serves you well. So these cars, as much as we're saying that they're problematic, sometimes unapata that there are certain issues that we don't know how to deal with, which of course matters Nissan Note. Kuna watu ambao wamesema if you are mtu wa masafa marefu, frequently you need to give it a third party cooling system for the gearbox. Another Toyota car, Mimi Toyota 110. The car is good. Hata mafuta 2500 ilikuwa inatupeleka Nyeri and back before inflation. Lakini kumbe ilikuwa ni shida ya alternator. Ikiwa tu newly bought ilikuwa inazima pale tukipanda Westland. Inabidi mmoja atoke na mwingine to step on brakes, na imagine ni kwa traffic. Wow. Yani hiyo gari kazi ilikuwa kuomba majirani to come jump start. Nilikuwa nimeomba kila mtu mpaka nikasema sasa aibu imezidi. The only mech who helped us is the one who found the problem. We replaced it. It was okay, nikauza, but it was a nice one. Now this is one car that is so good, the Toyota 110. Now the problem with these cars, unapata most of their parts are old because they are old cars, and many a times itabidi you replace these parts. For example, battery, vitu za kuwasha jump start. If you see that problem in your car, probably is a sensor somewhere or alternator imeisha. So probably ukipata gari I charge, especially this Toyota 110, Toyota 100, those are good cars. They consume fuel kidogo and they are reliable. These are reliable cars. The engine was built to last. But now, if you don't maintain it, if you don't change these parts zikifail, then itakupea such problems. Now another guy is talking about Subaru Legacy. We have talked about that. It seems to be not so reliable car according to people here on this commenting here. Subaru Legacy BP5 2006 turbo. Well, kuna shida zake pale. Now there's a guy saying that kama hamjataja Corolla 110 then I'm safe. Kumbe I made the right decision to have it. Mungu ailinde. Now Toyota Corolla 110, they're good cars. Bora tu you maintain it well. Mazda Demio Diesel 1.5 or the 1500cc. Now I've told you Mazda kama ni ya diesel, car enthusiast and watu ambao wamebobea kwa mambo ya magari says wachana na Mazda diesel, wachana nayo kabisa. Now another comment is I'll never buy a second hand car that is locally used. Never. Niliona moto na Toyota Premio ingine, kumbe ilikuwa salvage, well repainted, very clean unit. Ilianza na kuchapa engine, mashida zikafuatana for 2 years. Ilikuwa kama bibi na mababy mama 10. Pesa yote namwaga huko every other week. Nikachoka, nikauza. Now this guy anasema the Toyota Premium ilikuwa ni kama bibi moja na mababy mama kama wa 10. My friend, utakufa. So that is but Toyota Premium generally is a good car. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up, there is this comment that let's finish with this one. Now, this guy is saying that it is unfortunate that people sell cars because zimewasumbua. Very selfish. It's like the norm. It's good to buy from someone unajua or just showroom. Pole. Now this guy says that imagine he had told me he's selling to pay school fees for his nephew. I believe he also paid my mechanic to lie to me that the vehicle is in good condition. We even did a test drive and it was fine, only for the radiator to eat up the same day. It led to several engine problems later. I had to sell it at 20k. Now, there's one thing, one red flag is mtu ambaye anauza gari anakwambia ati anatafuta school fees. That is a lie, my friend. Chungana na watu kama hawa. Ati nataka niko na shida ya emergency gani? That one is a red flag. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our video. Make sure una like, una subscribe. Na pia una comment hapo chini. Remember that we are here to learn. We didn't make these cars and probably you might have other issues or other ways of how to solve these problems. Make sure you like, subscribe and share this video. My name is Calvins.